Hello, it's 11:56 at night, almost midnight, Tuesday, 6/30, 2020. Doing kind of an odd video. I don't usually do videos like this, sort of like cryptography type of thing, coding, encoding. Like this was a video I just did about Candyman, the trailer, which was really Theology Ed, or John, I think his name is. He did that video and I just put it up there. I'll explain what these are, but they look very similar. This is something Bob Dylan, I don't know, Bob Dylan, False Prophet, official audio. I don't know if that's the song or what it is, but I'll explain why this seems kind of strange and interesting. So, in his in this video of Candyman, he did sort of like, I guess, what do you call it? Gematria. I'm not going to say a lot here, but I'll say this quickly. All right, he did the Gematria for Candyman, and he showed that it was 75 or 7/5 or July 5th. So I looked at it further, and what it also said for Candyman in the Gematria was defund the police. Yeah, defund the police and Bob Dylan. So I kept, and then I looked up Bob Dylan, and it says defund the police and Candyman. And so I looked up defund the police. It says Bob Dylan, transition, Candyman, shelter in place, and day of reckoning. Then I looked up, actually, Bob Dylan made a song. He just created a song called Murder Most Foul, and it's a song about JFK being murdered. And what I did because of that, because of all these connections or whatever, I don't know if it has meaning, but I looked up JFK. JFK said BLM, or Black Lives Matter. Okay? Then I looked up BLM, and it said JFK. So I don't know if there's any connection here or if there's any meaning to it at all. But again, the term murder most foul, you could see the images are almost the same from this movie Candyman and Bob Dylan in this picture. The eyes are round, the face is white, though he's a black man. The nose is triangular and missing. The nose is triangular and missing. The mouth, sort of, and the positioning, sort of the same. So I don't know if it's something encoded or whatever. And also, it's kind of strange to come out with a song like this in like after like whatever 50 years, more than that, 55 years at this time. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but look at the two similarities here, and also I don't know if it has any connection with the fate of Kennedy and maybe this moment in a similar way. And I'm not going to say it, I'm not going to spell it out, because there's other encoding as far as DT goes. I'll just say the initials, you know who I'm talking about, and possible similar kind of thing possibly happening. I don't know. I mean, these kind of things have been encoded in a lot of different forms. And but don't you think, I don't know, to me that looks very, very similar. The positioning and everything. Maybe not, but that's it. Looks like a skeleton, of course. And this sort of like, it looks like he has a mask on. Kind of. Theology Ed didn't mention that. I just realize that half of his face is covered from the nose down. Huh. And anyway, I then rough and rowdy ways. I didn't look that up, but I don't know if that's going to yield anything or if there's any meaning to this at all. It's just, a coincidence. He's got something under his arm like a present. And then, a needle. Oh, this is weird. I'm just noticing this just now. There's a needle or a vaccine or a shot. I mean, it could be sort of like that. This is weird. That's disgusting. Looks like somebody being hung by a rope. Which, again, would seem to indicate maybe that this person was hung and he died, and this is sort of like a ghost skeleton. Again, this person came back to life. If you don't know the story, he explains it, and I put the description down. This one, Candyman, is about this man. He's a black man, and I guess like in the 1800s or something, he was like horribly killed in a terrible way, torturous way by white men. And so he comes back. It's sort of analogous to, again, someone coming back from the dead. And what he did was he came and Candyman came back and he did away with them, whoever forgot his plight, and didn't acknowledge it and scorned what he went through and didn't accept it and, didn't have pity for him. So that's like, so, sort of similar to this exact thing, George Floyd. I mean, the same exact scenario, really. And with the riotings and everything, so it's sort of like a racial thing, at least I guess to him, to this man, Candyman, and what happened to him, revenge, revenge and death and murder and coming back in spirit to haunt and get revenge on everyone who just like the same thing, sort of like, but it's the live people now, I guess the same culture, but there's also white people involved with these protests, and so that's sort of like the same thing. So that's all I have to say. I don't really do videos like this and might not have any meaning, but again, here's somebody that apparently was hung, and this is his skeleton or ghost, or maybe not, come back to life, and this one came back to life too, rough and rowdy ways. And then sort of the lyrics in his song, Murder Most Foul. Again, Murder Most Foul, that's the name of the song. I know it's about JFK, but kind of interesting. Kind of very interesting, all these things, So, very strange. That's all I have to say, really. When this video was put out, Candyman, I think he said that within a half hour, YouTube censored it and it was gone. But I think it's back now, I see. And I left the link to BitChute, I guess it is, where he also has this listed on there, but it won't play. It won't play for me, so I don't know if it'll play for anyone else. But anyway, if you want to go see this, it's there's BitChute, but also Theology Ed on YouTube. Again, that's the name of it. Candyman trailer U.S. to explode in race riots July 4th, question mark. Speaking of which, I haven't been, I didn't see any news today. I wasn't looking, and I didn't look very hard yesterday, but I did see something, I guess, on IntelliHub, and he said something that's, I guess there was major stuff going on. It's sort of ramping up. New York, Seattle, and wherever it was, someplace else. And I don't know what's going to happen 4th of July, but I don't think it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be like some kind of, crazy moment for this country, or really, really bad. But, I think something definitely noticeable will happen, put it that way, on the 4th of July. I don't know if anyone else is having problems with YouTube, like loading things or comments. Something's going on, at least with me. I mean, it's so slow, anything to load, whether it's just loading a video, and I can't really load, publish, or I should say, put it on, whatever. I can't think right now. So, it's been very difficult for me. I've had to go elsewhere to try to load this, and even up there where I went, even I had the full bars, like full, over here 4 bars, totally strong signal, and it still took a long time to load. So it must be on the end of YouTube. I think so. It's also maybe a little slower connections all around. I don't know, but maybe it's my everything I have sort of junky stuff here. I don't know what it is. If it's something interfering with the signal, something with the internet as a whole, my equipment, or whatever it is. But and I don't know about anyone else. I am extremely, extremely peaceful. Extremely, despite all this insanity, and just have a very, very good sense and feeling about things. I really do. Despite all this going on, that I'm reporting on it. That's all I'm doing, really. I'm reporting on it. So if it's not that I'm concentrating on it or getting swept away in it whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? And is actually a lot more videos that I have had in mind that I wanted to do that I haven't done yet. So I'll see, whenever I get to them. Look, it's 7/1. It's Wednesday. It's after midnight here. So we're in July now, and I don't know. Just wait and see. Come the 4th of July, but it does. I did hear reports tonight. Some pretty serious stuff going on. And I do notice that in the past several days they've gotten seemingly stricter about masks. I've noticed that's noticeable, I think, to me. I've been approached more than usual about having a mask. Today I was put in a grocery store. This young guy went past and he said, "Excuse me, do you have a mask?" And he was past me already. He wasn't even turned around looking at me sort of sideways. I said, "Yes, I do." And I was waiting for him to, tell me, "Well, put it on," or whatever. But he just kept, he just kept going. So I said, "I'm not putting any mask on." So nobody bothered me. I went all around. It's so amazing. It is the Twilight Zone, because this has been going on for months. I had one person in the same store, one person in all these months say a word. I mean, I don't hear a word in the store anywhere, but say a word to me, questioning me, or taking me to task or whatever, or any kind of comment about me not wearing a mask. And it was about, I'd say, a month or month and a half ago in the same store. I was getting ice cream, and the lady said to me, "You're not wearing a mask." And I was like, "Oh no, here we go." Right. So I sort of like rolled my eyes and I looked at her. I don't want to, not to have an attitude or to be confrontatious, but I was just wondering, what is she going to say to me, you know? But all she said to me was, "I don't want to wear mine either." So I just looked at her, like opened my eyes a little bit, and I told her, in about 80% of the stores, places I go in, 80%, they don't bother me when I go in without a mask. She just looked at me like, and took off. Like, you know, you know. So, yeah, I'm noticing that. Yeah, the traffic has been more people going around crazy. They're just crazy. I don't know where they're going. They're heading nowhere fast. I mean, I understand they want to get everywhere, go where they have to go, but it's sort of like the same old story, but it's not, because it's going to change. It's finally going to change. It's going to sink in. What this all about. Life isn't just going to keep going on. Like, get out of my way. I got to go make money. And that's understandable, and that's but that kind of thing. Just concentrating on that, and hurry up and rushing home to go watch whatever on TV, what have you. I don't even know if there's sports going on anymore. I don't watch anything anyway. I'm like in my own little island, I guess you could call it. I don't want any garbage TV, radio, noise. I want quiet. That's all. That, to me, that's the best thing. And what else? Yeah, I wanted to get up some footage from New York City, right on the streets, live raw footage. Jason Goodman's been doing that the past week, and he had some run-in with, is it, I don't know, Washington Square? Is that it? The park in New York? And there's a like an arch, like the Arc of Triumph, the Baal arc. You know what I'm talking about? They erected those. The facsimile of that, like in 4 years ago, I think, in every city. Stupid, sitting there worshiping the devil, honoring this arch to him. And anyway, the person, these two people were in there, and he asked if he could come in. It was all gated off. He didn't know why they were in there, sort of like occupying, the ground, right, in New York. Like, what are you doing in there? Are you occupying? Are you like a Chaz? He was wondering, and she didn't like him filming, and she got nuts. She was going to kill him. She was yelling and cursing at him, and then he got like basically attacked and hit the camera in his face, I think, and knocked it down. And then the police did nothing. Like, they're all brain dead. I hate to say it. Something is going on. Like, they say, like, it's in the water. Well, it might be in the air, like with what. I don't know. Something is affecting people, making them totally docile. And even the police did nothing. It's like they didn't want to know anything. It's like they were literally like lobotomized. I don't know how else to say it. Like, don't bother, there's nothing. They wouldn't help him. Nobody would. He got in, issues with the cops. Nobody would really help him. And then he went into, I forget, whatever park it was. And this was Sunday, I think. Yeah, and there was a big crowd. They were like hippies, like kind of thing, like 70s kind of mentality. Really weird and sort of like almost cultish. They were sitting there. Someone was saying things like they had a almost church service, and they were chanting things back like the person would say something. Anyway, they had signs and everything. It was BLM, and they were occupying all that park. And where's the news? You don't see anything on there. So I don't know what's going on there now. But yeah, they're occupying, and they have people looking out for the ones, who are there ready to cause problems, just sort of like staking out. They're on there, they're on the streets. They want to like take over, like act like nobody could go anywhere where they are, and they're taking control, of the city or this area, and if you don't want, you better get out of there. In other words, so something bad will happen to you. And I think he better watch himself, that something serious doesn't happen to him very shortly. He wants to leave there. I think he should get out of there, if he can. And I think his friend there, Charles, if you know, they often do programs together on YouTube. Jason interviews him, or they walk together, particularly on Sundays through New York. They talk about what's going on, or certain issues. And Charles said that he just identified, I think, 3 different factions of BLM, and some aren't related to each other. And then there's other groups. I don't know if it's Antifa, or what else. In other words, there's a lot of different elements in this, not just one thing overriding it. Different echelons, different agendas. Involved in this. A lot of those doing this are young. I don't say that derogatorily, but they are. Look like a lot of them are college kids, recruited or said, you want to make some money. I don't know, I'm just saying, or maybe not money, but just you want to, they're approached, or they're, whatever the word is, asked if they want to participate. And it's that kind of thing. So there's a lot of, I think, college students involved in all this. Radicals, and also, I guess you'd say, ideologies of Marxist, communist, New World Order, anarchists, like that, all mixed together in one bag. And so, I wanted to show stuff going on from all over the country, all these, bad situations and things happening, and also to realize it's all around the world. All these places all around the world are doing the same things. It's not just, it's not just here, but if they could knock down and, knock this country out of the picture, then, sort of like, everything that would be it. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of controlling force to anything. It would just be total chaos and anarchy. So. All right. Okay. I guess I should just end this, and just, again, I thought this was all very interesting. The pictures and everything I said about, like, what seemed like connections, connective wording, phrases to, seems like what's going on. I don't know what's going on now, maybe if it applies. And, all right, that's it for now. I keep stalling to stop doing this video for some reason. And we'll see if anything, what's going on within these next days here. But, doesn't seem like it could be that good. All right, that's it. I'll see you. Bye.